understand. Kayla, do you remember that yesterday we talked about fiction, non-fiction stories? Some stories are real, some stories are imaginary, and they come from our mind, so we need to imagine and write them. Do you remember? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, actually today we're going to talk about a real story. Kayla, do you know in the past, Black people, American African people in the US actually were treated very badly. So they couldn't live easily in the US, you know, and the life was really difficult for them. It was really difficult. They needed to work hard and, you know, they couldn't go to actually American school like with their children, students, Black students. They couldn't go to, for example, schools with other American. So Black people actually even they were asked to give their seats to other people, to white people. So actually, I want to say that, of course, it goes back to years ago, many years ago. Okay, there was a big difference between Black and white people in the past. But a woman could change maybe the history of this difference in the US. So how Black people were treated in the past. Of course, as I told you, white people didn't like them. But after that, everything, you know, changed. So let's read a real story. This is non-fiction. It's not real. It's not fiction. It's a real story about a brave woman, Black woman, and after that, we can talk about it. So let me share my screen and okay, Keva, may I ask you to read the first story about Rosa Parks?
In the 1950s, when Rosa Parks lived in Alabama,
Alabama.
in Alabama, in the U.S., Black and white people didn't go to the same school and sat in different areas of cafe, buses, and trains. When a bus is full, the driver used to ask Black people to give the seats to white people. Rosa Parks traveled by bus, and when she confessed,
She was coming home from work one day.
only in interviews, Rosa later said that on that day she wasn't semi-tired. She was tired of giving in. She was assessed for her result. And after this, the Black people in her town didn't take the bus for 30 miles. The peaceful protest was one of the first events in the American
Yeah, of course. Well,
civil
well,
movement, and eventually the clown changed.
okay, eventually the laws changed. So, yeah, in 1950, Rosa Parks was living in Alabama in the US, but At that days, black and white people were really different in the US. Everything was for white people, not black people. So even they were not allowed to go to the same school with white people. So everything was really difficult. They needed to work hard. They needed to work for white people, and they used to live in very difficult situation and condition. But one day, Rosa, when she was returning home from work, actually the bus driver, because a white person got on the bus. So, oh, you are sleeping. You're sleeping? Oh dear. So, Rosa didn't accept when the driver asked her to give up her seat to a white person. I said no, she refused. She refused. She didn't accept. Refuse means not to accept something. So we have refuse, that is not to accept something. She didn't accept. She said no, because I'm tired. But she was not tired. She was tired of living in that condition because it was really difficult. Why? Why she needed to give up her seat to another person just because she was black? It was not fair. So, and then driver called the police. Police came and took her, took Rosa. But that was the beginning of a revolution. So after that, people decided to talk. They protest. They protest for freedom. Peaceful protest. Okay, when we say protest, it means some people get together, like for example, go out and try to express disagreement. We don't want this, we don't like this, it's not good. So they show their disagreement to something. They complain strongly about something. I say, we don't like this, we don't want this. So this is the meaning of protest. Okay, so, and after that, eventually, finally, the laws changed. After that, maybe not, maybe that year, but step by step, black and white people share the same rights. Could share the same rights in society. So after that, actually, that was a turning point. Keva, what is the meaning of turning point? When something, okay, for example, that is a moment in a story when a character make a decision and everything will change. So that is turning point. In this story, Rosa made a really important decision and refused to give her seat to another person, to a white person. So she made a big change in Black history, Black people history. Okay? This is a non-fiction story. And now let's read another one. May I ask you to read the second story about Gutenberg? So Gutenberg.
Image a word with 95% of people cannot read. Johnson didn't live in this world at a time when there were very few books because people had to write and copy them by hand. Or did ordinary people didn't use books to read because they have no access to book to make it situation worse. People used to write most book in letter. The language of rich and powerful. Then in 4043, Genome invented a machine that could produce the facts. The facts that people could learn and share information like that process in science, culture, education, fifth, sensory invention changed the world in the same way that the internet changed again 500 years later.
Okay. Imagine a world in which that 95% of people cannot read. Can you imagine, Keva? Most of people cannot read. Wow, that's really awful. Johannes Gutenberg, Johannes Gutenberg, Johannes Gutenberg lived in this world at a time when there were very few books because people had to write and copy them by hand. Wow! So if they wanted to, for example, have 10 books, they needed to write of, for example, 10 copies of the same book. They needed to write by hand. That was really difficult. Normal people, ordinary people, that is normal. Ordinary means normal, a normal person. Normal people didn't used to read, because they had no access to book. It means they couldn't get access, they couldn't get books. To make the situation worse, people used to write most books in Latin, the language of the rich and powerful. Oh. Then in 1443, Gutenberg created a machine that could produce many copies of a book quickly, very fast, and cheaply. Was cheap. Within a few years, books, posters, and papers were printed in many languages. So people didn't need to write them by hand. The fact that people could learn and share information led to rapid, a very fast progress in science. It means it improved very quickly, very fast. Culture and, of course, education. This 15th century invention changed the world in the same way that the internet changed it again 500 years later. So 500 years later, internet was invented. But the first one, that is maybe typing or copying machine, or we say printing machine, that was a very great, awesome invention. Yeah? Well, okay, so first of all, tell me, these two stories are fiction or non-fiction stories?
Fiction. Affection.
Non-fiction. Excellent, my dear. Okay, Keva, let's talk about your habits. Keva, do you remember your childhood?
No.
Nothing. For example, do you remember something that you didn't eat or you didn't like, but now it's okay, you eat or you like it?
Mm,
Do you remember? I
no.
remember. I remember I didn't used to eat seafood when I was child, but after that I changed my mind. So how about you? Or tell me about something that you really like to do or you did most of the time or you really like to eat, for example. Do you remember? About your habits, something that you did in the past, but now you don't, or something that you didn't in the past, but now you do. Tell me about it. Do you remember anything? Keva, my dear, do you want to go drink something like milk and wash your face to be a bit fresh? I think you need it. It's okay, I can wait for you. Okay, my dear? Oh, my sweetheart, you're sleeping. Okay, dear, I can wait for you. Go and wash your face with water, just fresh water, to be fresh and try to drink something and then come back. Okay, I'm here. Okay, okay, dear, because you know you're sleeping. It's really difficult to open your eyes, but it's okay. Sometimes we feel sleepy. Go and wash your face and drink something. Okay, maybe water. Go. Go. Okay, my dear, go. I'm waiting for you. Are you okay? Okay, are you okay now?
Okay.
Okay, beautiful. So, well, so we were talking about maybe our past habits. So I remember, let me begin. Okay, I can say that. I remember that in the past, I didn't used to eat seafood. I didn't like it, but now I do. I eat it because I love it. So I didn't used to, but and I remember in the past when I was child, I remember that me and my friends, you know, we used to play together every day. We went out, play together. It was really good. So we used to play. I used to play with my friends in the past. Of course, now I don't see them anymore because, you know, we live far from each other. So it's difficult to meet and to see each other. So tell me, what about you? Something that you didn't do in the past, but now you do. Something that you did in the past, but now you didn't. Or maybe about your brothers. You can do an example with the brothers. You drink coffee, right? Yes.
Wait.
Yes. Of course, wait.
Teacher, can I write?
Of
I
course.
can I write my center, my answer in the board?
On the board, of course. You can type it on the board. Yeah, of course. So just let me give you access so that you can type. What was that? So how to, okay. No. Ah, you can't. Because I'm sharing on Skype, so you can't type because of this. Just you can use the board when I share it via Zoom. Here, no. Ah,
To share.
you can type in chat box. Still typing. Let me see what. Dawn?
No?
Oh, still typing. Wow. Long sentence. Let me check. Still typing? What are you typing? It's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You're typing a long story? Yeah. I think it's a long story to me. It's an email. Oh, I used to go, thank you. Okay, I used to go shopping and eat outside. Oh, I used to go to the cinema with my friend. I didn't used to eat vegetables and fast food. Oh, really? I didn't drink
Really?
coffee. Just didn't. Okay, didn't is so you have an extra eye here. Didn't. Not, you have two eyes here. Just, you need to. Okay, just delete the second one because we don't need it. So yeah, I didn't. Yeah, perfect. So as you can see, and as you know, we use, what is this? Used to talk about our past habits, something that we don't do anymore, okay? And if we want to make negative, we say didn't, but after that, we need to omit D and say didn't used to. I didn't used to drink coffee, but now I drink. I do it. And for question, I say, Kayla, did you used to, what is used to, for example, did you used to study English when you were 4? Did you? Did you used to study English when you were 4?
Yes.
Oh, really? Excellent to you. Did you used to practice martial art when you were 5? 5-year-old?
No,
Okay, no, I
I
didn't.
brought I practice my martial art when I am
When you were
7.
7. You started doing martial arts when you were 7. Okay, I started doing. So as you can see, Keva, after used to, we use base form of verb, not ed, not ing, nothing, not s, just I used to study, I used to practice, I used to eat, or I didn't used to eat. And for question, the answer when I ask you, did you used to, you say, yes, I did, no, I didn't. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. And now, so find example of used to and didn't used to in the article above to match sentences below. People never went to the same school. Which sentence? First, okay? Using used to. Find some sentences, including used to. I want to draw something for you. I think I can draw some mustache for Gutenberg. I'm sorry, Mr. Gutenberg, but Keva is feeling sleepy, so I need to make her laugh. Okay, so find the sentence. Okay, including used to. That means people never went to the same school. First, the story of Rosa Parks. Okay, find a sentence that means people never went to the same school. Which sentence? Including you.
Black and white people didn't used to go to the same school and sat in different area in coffee, bus, and train.
Yeah, good job. They didn't used to. And number 2, drivers often ask black people to move. Oh.
The driver asked, "Oh, sorry." Um, the drivers used to ask black people to give their seat to white people.
Excellent. And the next one, people didn't usually read. Oh,
People didn't used to read because they don't no access to book.
of course. There was no book. Yeah. And now people wrote most books in Latin.
People used to write most book in Latin.
Very good. Excellent. Okay. Now let's talk. Okay. Why were they turning points? As I told you, turning point means they changed the story, they changed the history. How did they change what people used to do and think? Okay, tell me what did people used to do before the invention of the internet
No,
and how it changed. For example, if people wanted to communicate, to call each other, what did they do? Because there were no internet to make a video call or like this. So if they wanted to
they
chit
ca-
chat,
they want to communicate with another person, they can write the the most
letters, you mean? So I think in the past, so
I think in the past if they want to communicate, they can write a letter.
yeah, I do. And before it, you know, they use fire to communicate, you know, many years ago, maybe early people. Number two, so you can say they used to. So just, Keva, please make your sentences using used to. They used to write letters to communicate, okay, with each other. Number two, the discovery of how to make fire. So how did people used to live in the past without fire?
Hey, what happened, teacher?
I'm waiting for you to answer. I said, how did people live in the past without fire? You know?
Live in the cave.
Of course. And how, okay, how did used to eat? What did they used to eat, for example?
They find some they they hunt the
Of
animal
course.
at the forest
Ah,
uh, and bring some fruits from the
yeah,
tree.
of course. And they didn't cook. They didn't cook because there was no fire. Just, they used to, so say using, used to say, please. Okay, so tell me. They used to. If you, okay. So tell me, they used to eat raw meats, not cooked. Not cooked because there was no fire. Do you agree? So we can say they. Oh, it's white. You can see. Let me change the color. Okay.
I want to write at the board.
Oh, here you can. Sorry, but because we're sharing with Skype so that you can't.
And teacher, I know what tomorrow can we study at Zoom?
Of course, yes. Why not? Sunday, not tomorrow. Tomorrow we won't have any classes. Okay.
Okay.
Of
Sunday
course.
we will study at Zoom.
Of course, on Zoom. So we say for computer, laptop, social media, we say on, okay? Or
Okay.
via, or via. Okay, so they used to eat raw meats. Oh, like not cooked. Raw means not cooked because there was no fire. Oh, so I think it's really important. Okay, number three. The first circumnavigation of globe. So, know the meaning of circumnavigation?
No.
Okay, so let me say. First of all, globe means word. It means to go around the world, to travel
Oh.
the world, yeah. The earth, yeah. So what did he do? Because they couldn't, you know, do you remember before the first circumnavigation of the globe, so that you know they could completely go around the world, especially by water. So tell me, what did they used to do? Do you know? Do you know? I think
No.
they didn't know anything about all the people, all the cultures, all the countries, because they couldn't go, they couldn't travel. Do you agree?
Agree.
Yeah, okay. So they didn't used to know the other people, the other countries, the other cultures. Okay, and invention of wheels. So what do you think? Because there was no car, there was no bike. So you know the meaning of wheel? You know, let me draw. I'm gonna draw for you. You know that I'm a good painter, so
Are you
okay.
sure?
No, I'm not. I was joking. No, I'm not. I'm not really good. I'm not good. Okay, but I'm trying. I'm trying for you. Oh, look, it's good. It's not bad. And you know, it's really difficult to draw with mouse. Okay. So let me. Oh, okay. Eh, what happened? Okay, another one.
What was that? A wheel of the car.
Of course, yes. Get it? Wheels. So you see,
In the middle of the wheel is the name of the car.
of course. Well, so before the invention of the wheel, what did people do? Or what? Or wait,
Okay.
what didn't? So you know, because there was no, okay, vehicle. So tell me, can you say a sentence using? Okay, wheels. So tell me.
It looks like a bike.
Of course, of course. I drew a bike for you. Well, so
Yes.
people didn't used to, for example, travel, of course, and people used to walk. Okay, yeah, everywhere. Like they needed and they used to travel on food. Do you remember? We discussed them before. I remember. Do you remember that we discussed it before in the past? So okay, help me write. Help me. They used to travel on foot. Just walked everywhere. Yeah, because there was no car, there was no wheels. Yeah.
Yes, well, some of the rich and powerful people, they can have some bike and car.
But you know, this is before the invention of wheels. So actually, it at that time it wasn't invented. Yeah, after invention, some rich people, of course, they had. But you know, for example, do you remember that we read the story? Let me show you if I can find it. No, it's not here. If I can find it, it will be great. No, it's not here. So I wanted to show you something, but I couldn't find. Okay, well, so we can say they used to travel on foot. Well, okay, and now let's keep going. Okay, Keva, I want you to tell me a story in the past. Can you tell me a story?
I don't know any story.
Okay, so if you don't know, let's do something together. Just one moment, please. Hold on. I'm going to show you something.
What?
Of course. What do you think?
Teacher, watch a story.
Of course, yes. Of course,
Yes,
yes. Yeah.
that's brilliant.
Let me see what we have here. Just hold on, please, a second. I'm trying to find something for you. Okay. Well, let me see what we have. Okay. Well, the old man. Okay, let's see, let's see, let's see. Let me, okay, you can help me.
What can I help you?
To choose one. Let me, okay.
About the history.
You want,
English story about the history. That's very good.
okay, you want to see historical? Okay, so let's see what we have. Okay, let me see, let me see. Oh, oh, the history of chocolate. You want to see? Or which one? Let me see. We need to choose a short one. And this is about Albert Einstein. Do you want to see?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so
Yeah.
this one. Let's see.
Life story of Albert Einstein, Germany, famous scientist. Albert Einstein was born on 14th March 1879 at Ulm in Germany in a Jewish family. His father, Hermann Einstein, was a salesman and engineer, and mother, the farmer Pauline Koch, ran the family household. He became a naturalized citizen of Switzerland in 1894. In Switzerland, Einstein completed his early education and spent 4 years at the Polytechnical Academy of Zurich. Einstein obtained his bachelor's degree in 1900. In 1905, he got PhD from the Zurich University. Albert Einstein was a German mathematician and physicist who developed the special and general theories of
Oh my
relativity.
gosh.
Einstein promulgated his theory
Many,
of relativity
so
in
many numbers.
1905 when his scientific research papers were published. This discovery established his reputation among the physicists of Europe. This theory of relativity states that the speed of light appears to be the same whether an object is moving rapidly to meet it or going away from it. His scientific discoveries enabled Einstein to give some new theories regarding space, time, and gravitation. In
Oh,
1921, he won the Nobel Prize for Physics for his explanation of the photoelectric effect. In the following decade, he immigrated to the US after being targeted by the German Nazi Party. His work also had a major impact on the development of atomic energy.
Ah.
In his later years, Einstein focused on unified field theory.
Aren't you sharing your
With
camera?
his
I can
passion for
see.
inquiry, Einstein is generally considered
Hello.
the most
what
influential
teacher?
physicist of the
You need to share your camera because I can't see you.
20th
Yeah.
century. In 1912, Einstein became a professor at the Zurich Polytechnic, Switzerland. In 1914, he was invited to become a professor at Prussian Academy of
Professor,
Science in
scientist.
Berlin. When Hitler, who had a profound hatred for Jews, came to power in Germany in 1933, Einstein left Germany and settled permanently in America. In 1935, Einstein was granted permanent residency in his adopted country and became an American citizen 5 years later. The international fame to Einstein as a scientist of a very high caliber came in 1919 when his scientific theories were given recognition by the Royal Society of London. Thereafter, he made a wide tour across Europe explaining his views to the intellectuals. In 1921, Einstein was awarded Nobel Prize in Physics. The next 3 years were spent by Einstein in touring around the world explaining his scientific theories to the people. Einstein also took up the cause of world peace. He died in Princeton, USA on 18 April 1955 at the age of 76. At his
Oh,
request,
Oh.
his brain and vital organs were removed for scientific study.
Oh. Could
oh
you
my God,
see?
teacher, why they take the, why they take his brain?
Yeah, because they wanted to know how. We don't have a lot of people like Einstein, brilliant, really intelligent, we can say, and the IQ. So because of this, they wanted to know research and they wanted to know how one person can have this brain. So it's something like
Oh no,
for some
they
sleep.
so dangerous.
Yeah, of course. But he was dead. He was already dead.
Request
So, you know,
his brain.
okay.
The tab.
Yeah, of course. Of course we need to go. So we can talk about Albert Einstein anymore. But next session we will talk about stories, how to write stories. I'm going to teach you how to write the story. Okay?
I know how to write it.
No, you don't know because I'm going to teach you. Okay,
No,
if you
I
know,
know it.
write me a story. Write me a story and send it, okay?
No.
Yes, about
No,
how.
goodbye.
So, okay. So, what was that? Okay. Okay, my dear, have a great day and bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.